ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
3, 2, 1, action.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to. Why do you always do this?
She's falling. Every time she's falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast. I was about to say channel because I'm so used to it.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Welcome back to
Episode 7.
episode 7 of PTSE, ladies and gentlemen.
With your people, Joe Lucy,
Yeah.
you know, social media person. She works. She has great hair. She's very spiritual. She has an amazing smile. Joe Lucy, everyone.
Joe Lucy, ladies and
And in this corner, we've got one of the funniest people in Tanzania. Actually, the first comedian to perform on the first comedy club in East Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Hamisim Day. And here we have Farij.
Farij Matthew. The best hype man in the industry.
No, actually, you guys, if you want a hype man,
The
hire,
best hype
hire
man in the entire
gonna
country,
say-
ladies and
I
gentlemen.
was going to say hire him.
One of
I
a
meant
kind.
hire Fridge.
Thank you, guys. I don't charge much.
One of a kind, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable talent. One in a generation. One in a million.
Thank you.
One that will not judge you.
One that will definitely not judge you. He will hype you from start to finish.
Hey, man, you know what, man? Because people are going. Oh, man, we're going through it, man.
You need to hype someone up.
People are going
Every
through
once
it,
in a
man,
while.
yeah?
You need to just say him and be like, Joanne. Oh, Joanne. Joanne. I don't even know where to start.
You ever hype up someone until you start, moving tears?
Yeah. Apple, you're looking for something to say. You can't find it.
Can't find it.
But you're like, Joanne.
Speechless.
Joanne.
Iko ndani. But yeah, man, shout out to all you people coming back to listen to us.
Shout out to you, whoever's listening to this, whoever you are the best human being.
We genuinely, actually, all seriousness, we appreciate you very much.
Very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to us. And today,
Us weird people. I actually, at a point where I'm like, why are you listening to us? But I'm very, very glad
they're listening.
that you're listening.
Yeah.
And you're not even just listening and enjoying.
No, we're cool people.
You think?
We're cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's those feedbacks that you're trying to say that we
People
had?
like those stuff, man. People would just call me. Some people told me on Instagram that much love to the show, they like Hamis, they like Joe's voice, like they're enjoying it and everything.
They
about
like
the show.
Joe's voice?
Yeah, they like Joe's voice.
My voice is very relaxing.
Damn. Okay.
So it's dope, man. Thank you guys for the love, man. Seriously, man.
Yeah, shout out to the peeps that are reaching out to our boy Farij.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, you guys have to hype yourself up too, man. It's tough out here. People are going through life working. Some people are not working. Man, you're doing what you're doing. You're doing your best, So
You're surviving. You're
surviving,
living.
man. Yeah,
you
yeah.
never know what's going to happen in
Yeah,
the
man.
future. Anything can change. Anything
Yeah.
can happen at any time.
you could strike gold. You could marry a rich husband. Anything. Could
You
happen.
could become a sugar mama.
You could become a sugar daddy.
All I'm saying is you never know.
Anything could
Life
happen.
is unpredictable.
Life is unpredictable.
You could become the president. Anything can happen.
So look at just. Yeah.
Speaking of president and the government,
Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. What have you
can
done
I please
to us?
tell my story?
I didn't say anything, but Joe, please
Tell my
continue.
story. I really
Tell
want-
us about what you're about to say.
You guys, if you hear that I was locked up, this is why, but I just want you guys to know.
What happened, Joe?
So this was actually, technically 2 weeks ago when you're listening to this podcast. I, went to this thing at my church called Young Adults, where, you go and worship God and learn about God with young adults. So I was heading there with 2 of my friends. And obviously, my friend was driving my mom's car. So it was me, him, and then this other friend that's sitting in the back. So reaching the stoplight at the turn to go to St. Peter's, like those lights. And there's the car behind us, like their headlights are like bright, as in like they're the spotlight.
Full
Full lights. And so me and my friends are like, what is going on? Like, why Like this is unnecessary. And so they switched it on, and then they kind of switched it off-ish. And my friend in the back took that as an opportunity to be like, you know what, let me video myself with this, you know, because gotta show the people that I'm getting light from the dark traffic, you know. I don't need no ring light or anything.
Moonlight.
Exactly. So when they switched it off, she was kind of telling them to switch it back on. And they switched it back on. And then she ended up like videoing herself. And so after she did that, like the lights there stopped, like because the lights are red, so we couldn't go. So we were just chilling, whatever. Mara, we hear a lady dressed officially, kind of knocking on our window, and she started yelling at us, saying, "Oh, the lady in the back was videoing the car, and we want you to pull to the petrol station, like past the lights over there, petrol station, blah blah blah." And she was like yelling. And so my friend was like, "Okay, we'll do it." She's like, "Don't leave. Make sure you go pull up there." He's like, "Okay." So we did that. And then after that, I was like kind of panicking because I was just like, what is going on? And obviously, like now at this point, we know that it's government people, because why would some ordinary Tanzanian come and do that? Anyways, so I'm here freaking out. My friend in the back is low-key freaking out. And the driver, the friend of mine that drove, he was like, "You guys, let me talk. Be quiet. It'll be fine." So like, okay, cool. So go stop by or whatever. And so he gets out to sort of talk to the lady. And it was so funny because he gets out and then he was like, "Derva, we don't need you. We need the girl in the back who took the video." And I'm just like, I heard that. I'm just like, what is going on? Anyways, so my friend in the back had to get out of the car. And she started, there was actually her and this other tall guy that was in the car as well. So they both get out. And she was literally there yelling. She was like, "Oh, you know you can't. We saw her videoing the car. You're not allowed to video a car. But out of respect, do you know who we have in the car?" Blah, blah, blah. Like all those sort of things. And she's like, "Oh, even if," because we were trying to explain, like, no, she videoed herself and the lights are bright, blah, blah. It's like, even if it was a Bajaj, you're not supposed to do that.
Who was in the car?
We don't know.
So it was like big people in the car, like heavy
Big people, as in like,
officials.
yeah, government. That's what I'm saying, government people.
Okay.
And so she's kind of like, "Oh, delete
The
video and whatnot." And I guess, I don't know what, I wasn't outside, so I don't know what they replied, whatever. But she was kind of like, I don't know, she was like yelling. And the guy next to her was pretty chill. He was like, pretty okay, whatever. Anyways, so that happens, and then she leaves. And then my friends get back in the car, and I'm like, and the friend, like the one that was behind who actually did the whole thing, the way she was kind of joking about it, I'm just like, you're gonna find yourself in jail. You know what's even funnier? Is she's studying to be a lawyer. So it's just like,
So where was the arrest?
No, it's one of those things where I feel like if she could have arrested us for videoing.
Ah, okay.
She thought.
Did you guys thought you guys were gonna get
started a
arrested?
story, and I'm like, okay, where's the juicy part? And
No,
that's
but
just
the
like-
thing is, the reason why, okay, I'm not gonna lie, the entire time I was like, yes, I'm concerned for my friend and what's gonna happen to her. But you guys, I'm not gonna lie, we were driving my mom's car. If there's a fact that they could have like, okay, let me take the license plate number and take it to you, to the police, to the government or whatever, call the number that's registered with the car, which is my mom's number. Call my mom saying, "Hey, your car was here and there was a person," whatever. Imagine me getting a call from my mom saying that I was called by the government official.
She'd probably think my daughter's a badass. you know?
Yeah.
No, she wouldn't. She would yell at me.
Of course, but she'll respect you. You know, she'll be like, you know,
Joanne is overthinking this whole thing.
Joanne-
You must understand, in life, your parents need to see you going through some trouble,
Some turmoil.
every now and then, so they know you're okay.
And Joe, remember me and Hamis, like I'm from Buguruni, Hamis is from Mwembochai.
Magomeni.
So we have been in police custody. Like I was ready for the story when she said she got off the car. I was like,
Dog.
"Oh, is there a Bajaj nearby that she's getting into or
I'm
something?"
like,
I
this
was
is
waiting
something
for
very
the
interesting.
exchange.
We're waiting for some story, dog. Joanne, we need to work on your storytelling.
No, but you guys, it was okay, not traumatizing for me, but that's the most
but
I've
it's
ever.
for you. I mean, yeah, for you.
Yeah.
That's
100,
the most
100.
I've ever been in trouble with the officials.
100%, man.
And it's not even me getting in trouble; it's my friend. But
let's pray next time it's
when
worse.
For you,
know?
yeah.
Let's
So
pray
it
next
makes
time
for a
it's
better
worse.
story.
Oh, 100%. You think I'm gonna after this story I'm gonna go and downgrade my other story with saying no.
No, we need like a better. Yeah, you
Next
need,
story I have to actually be arrested.
Yeah.
Farid's is a story where you remember the car thing?
Yeah.
Was the day we met up and some government people that didn't even properly introduce themselves ended up getting into your
Into
car.
my car, yeah.
So here's a way better story. You need to beat his story and then tell us your story.
Yeah, man. I've been arrested like 3 times, man.
This man who is sitting in front of you right now
Yeah.
is a dangerous
Easter
man.
makes it fall, but okay.
No, but what surprised me that day, it was even funnier because the friend of mine that took the video, she went because we entered the young adults thing, and she just kept on telling everyone the devil is a liar.
Did she delete the video?
I don't know.
Did she post the video?
No.
You guys,
Did she delete
you guys,
it? I don't
You
know.
guys are boring. At least do something.
I don't know if she
post the
deleted the video. She might have deleted the video.
And also, guys, you should know that for all of you, for you guys who are experienced in the whole thing with the police people, getting arrested is very time consuming and also it's very expensive. So, but anyways, let's get to the story, man. Oh, I mean, you have stories of yourself and the GVT.
No, I mean I've been slapped by a soldier before.
You guys, Tanzanian government and people are very interesting.
But that's not I mean. We don't need to talk about.
They would use the smallest excuses and smallest things.
But look, but the thing is, that's hilarious, I miss. But the thing is,
No, we don't need to talk about it anyway.
but the thing is,
That's not the topic.
I'm not joking. We'll have a topic about this someday, but the thing is, like, truthfully, the police guys, the policemen in our country, man, they're peaceful. Like, they're chill dudes.
No, the policemen are peaceful.
Yeah,
they're
chill,
fine.
They're chill dudes.
Our
Like,
government.
Just
That
Joe,
this-
Joe. What are you doing? but the police people, man, just listen to them, comply, man. It's going to be very pleasant. Very pleasant.
Shut up.
Also, you know, it's always the nani. It's always the women that are more aggressive. Cause like again, like I said, the guy next to her was pretty chill and he was fine with it.
Yeah.
And then you find as well with the police, like the ones that stop you, when you get people are like when you get stopped by one police, that's like
A woman police?
yeah, woman police.
No, I've had
'Cause you
some
feel
good
like
times
that's-
with a woman police.
Yeah, women police are chill as well. Man.
She stopped me. I didn't have insurance for the car. I don't know if I had my driver's license that day. But as I hey, listen, I have 2,000 Tanzanian shillings.
That means you met a good one, because there are some that you bribing them, you can't even do that.
No, don't call it bribe.
No, we don't. No, it's not. It's assisting. It's giving thanks. It's like
yeah.
she didn't mean that. It's
Guys, please, we're dealing with we understand now Joanne is not Tanzanian enough.
Yes, it's not that. It's not the B word.
Anyway.
It's something else.
But that's why I said this is not the topic of the day.
But the topic of today is, apart from getting the government and all that, but the topic of today is life after death.
Man, I'm excited.
Excited about this?
That's a topic I've been waiting to talk about.
No one, you'll never hear a Tanzanian say that they're excited about a topic.
I know, I'm actually very surprised.
Yeah.
Talking about life after death?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
I'm
dope-
excited as well, but
Yeah, but this is a dope topic. Yeah.
Because it's like, we Tanzanians are very afraid of death. Like, super scared. Like,
You think so?
we are. I mean, no, look, man. Yes, we were super afraid of death, man. Because I used to have a friend in high school who gave me an experience about a funeral. And this guy just went, no, man, I can't talk. Some people can't talk about death. They can't look at a dead body. They can't.
I can't look at the dead body.
You
But
see, like,
anyways.
it's just like, even when you tell them something relating to death, it just shivers them. You know, even some women are like that. You tell them something about death, they look for a kanga first. You know, like, it's scary. But anyways, let's get into it, man. What do you think about life after death, man? Let's start with Joe. What do you think about
Of course, you're gonna have to.
Do you believe there is life after death, Joanne?
Not you guys starting with the spiritual person.
Joanne, do you think?
It doesn't have to, it can be spiritual, but it can also be how you view it yourself.
Yeah, like what's your take on life after death? Just tell us what.
No, for me, it's all spiritual. Life after death is.
It's a funny
Spiritual.
sentence though. Life after
What do
death.
you mean spiritual? Tell us something valid here. What is life after death to you?
For me, I believe after death, if you're a believer of God, you go to heaven. If you're not a believer, you go to hell. That's what I believe.
You believe in heaven and hell.
Okay.
Yes, the eternal life. Either you spend eternity in heaven or eternity in hell.
You're an OG. Okay.
Do you think you're going to hell?
I don't. Wow. Anyways, I mean, I don't.
Okay.
My
let me
goal
rephrase.
in
let
this
me know.
life
Let
is
me
to
know.
not to go to hell.
Let me rephrase. Do you think you're going to heaven?
My goal in this life is to make it to heaven. That's what it is. Is to
Okay.
not to go to hell.
Oh, that's dope.
Because the way it's described in the fire furnace, whatever,
Yeah.
that does not sound pleasant. Anyways,
How about you, Miss? What's your take on life after death?
I believe there is life after death in the sense that we're actually going to live again. Not in the whole heaven or hell thing. I just believe that after you die, you will be. I believe in reincarnation.
Okay, Mr. Buddha.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of reading about different religions. And when I read about reincarnation through...
looking at me.
What?
No, I just continue. It's all right.
Okay.
We're judging you secretly, the Christians here.
Oh yeah, thank you. When I read about Hinduism and the fact that they believe in reincarnation, I was like, I respect that opinion. I like the way they describe it. Basically, they say we are on Earth. We're supposed to live well with one another and do good, right? So there is a cycle of life. And if you don't live well and do good on Earth, when you die, you come back to Earth and continue suffering life and death until you live well enough to ascend to a higher level. So you then break out of the cycle of life and death. And I was like, oh, that is deep. That is powerful. Because in my opinion, I wouldn't want to know that a murderer or a mafia leader just jumps into the spiritual world the same way I jump. I'm like, then what's the point of me doing good and him doing bad, right?
Okay.
But knowing that he's going to be, they call it karma, but knowing that he's going to be judged based on his karma and then coming back to Earth to suffer the consequences of his past life. I was like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's my take on life. So I believe we come back. I feel like sometimes even we meet people and we just connect, or you feel like you know this person. And, hey, what's going on? Have we met before? I think I've seen you. I'm not sure. I think that's the whole.
So you believe you're a cat that has 9 lives?
No, I'm not a cat. I'm a person, Joel. If I was a cat, I would be a cat. I mean, what?
So I like that. I like it because it's like there's a chance that, you know, maybe I was like an Arab prince before, or if I die and come back, I'll be an Arab
basically
prince.
like depending on how good you do right now, it will determine the quality of your next life.
Okay.
So if you were born right now into a regular family, middle class, you do good. Chances are you ascend and break out of the cycle. Or if you haven't reached that level, you'll come back, but at a better level in life. Because have you ever thought about how come some people are born into poor families? Some people are born, it's not fair, it's not right. But then now when you have this background information, you're like, oh, maybe he deserves to be.
So you don't believe in the whole phrase, you only live once? You believe that you live a bunch of times?
I don't believe that you only live once. I believe the life you have right now is that one life, in the sense that if you die, you come back in a different form or a different, I don't know, whatever. So that's why you need to do whatever you need to do now. But I do believe that we live again. Some people even say heaven and hell is right here, right now, and we just don't know it.
Like your rewards daily.
Yeah, like you're actually going through your hell or your heaven. And it could be true because none of us have died and come back to tell the story. How is it in heaven? How is it in hell? Or how is it, you know?
How about have you guys had have you had a near death experience?
I have.
You have. Was it the police slapping you?
No.
No.
I I mean, you never know. That could have been a near-death experience.
I would have been scared.
No, that one was okay. I was like, another day in the life of a Tanzanian.
Yeah.
But no, I've literally, when I was a kid, twice, 2 near-death experiences. The first one was when I was a baby. And I remember I told this story to my friends in Nairobi, and they laughed at me so much. And
Kenyans don't care.
and they said, now we're going to think of you as that guy who said, oh, there were what in the house. But basically, when I was young, I fell into a big basin of water. And I don't know if I was like a year old or something, but I was that small that a big basin of water, I would literally like drown in it. And my mom tells me when she came to see me in the basin, she froze, like she couldn't do anything. And I was literally drowning. And then the helper had to come and take me out of that thing. So that was my first.
So she was just watching you, basically.
Yeah. I think she found me maybe almost dying.
Not moving or something.
Yeah, because you wouldn't just freeze if your baby just fell into the thing.
Yeah, man,
you
that's a
would
scary
you would
thought
pick
for
them
me.
out, yeah? But she said she saw me and she froze. Maybe I wasn't even breathing at that point. So I'm grateful I don't remember it like that much. Like I don't know how it felt. I just know the story and I know it happened. So that was the first one. And the second one was probably when I was like maybe 8, 9, 10, I don't know. We were at a birthday party and I fell off a jumping castle.
Head first.
No, chest. I think chest, like my chest just hit the ground. So flat onto the ground, like boom. And then the air just, you know when they say, you take my breath away?
That literally took your breath away.
The air in me just went out, dog. I think for like a couple of seconds, I blacked out. Because I remember just not feeling or hearing or seeing any, like I couldn't even move. I was just numb. And I had to force myself up. And when I forced myself up, I was even having a tough time to breathe. So those two are the real near death. I mean, I've been in car accidents and stuff, but we don't count that.
You've been actually in a very bad but about accident as well. Yeah. You're in a bad but about accident.
Yeah, I was in a Buddha accident in Ilala Boma.
Yeah.
Shout out to my peeps in Ilala.
It's a bad accident. God keeps calling you, homies. You're not picking up.
Dog, I keep on saying, hey man, call me later.
You're letting it ring.
You know when your
Answer the phone.
you know when your phone is ringing, you're like, can I call you back? I've been in a Buddha accident. I've been in a car accident. I've drowned. I've been slapped by a soldier, not a police, a soldier with 3 stars.
Eesh.
I have I've been through some stuff basically.
How about you, Joe? You ever had any near-death experiences?
No, you haven't told us. What do you believe in? Did you believe in life after death?
Really?
Do you have near-death experiences?
Not you.
Tell us.
Exactly, not you.
This guy is busy
Asking us these questions and he's not.
interviewing. Tell us about you.
This is a very funny topic to me. It's very funny and ironic at the same time. But when I was younger, I had this like, you know, when you're growing up, you have a brother around you where you stay, like in your community and something like that. But he's not really your brother. Just someone you hang out and playing football and all that, right?
Okay.
And I asked him this question one day, and he gave me something interesting. At
What
the
question
time,
did you ask?
I asked him about life after death and everything, and he just says, "Try closing your eyes, and that's how it will be." Like he believes that when you die,
It's gone.
Lights
Time's finished.
It's just
no candle, no nothing.
Yeah.
And that actually scared me at that point. And I was like, okay, now let me actually be more Christian, because the thought of not seeing your relatives again, or just it ending, to some people it sounds peaceful, but to some people it's also scary because it makes our time here meaningless, right? But it was interesting that he thought this way and he was at peace at it, similar to how you're telling me about the Hindus and reincarnation and everything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with all of these examples, there's always a downside that you kind of don't want. Like if I start with the heaven and hell thing, we all want to go to heaven, but we don't want to do things that qualify us to go to heaven, right? We try to, but we don't really want to do them. And we don't want to go to hell because that's the biggest drawback. With the reincarnation as well, it's like there is a hell in it as well, because I don't want to come back to life as, you know, whatever is worse. I don't know. What's a bad thing to come back to life as?
as a chicken.
A chicken. I don't want to come back as
No,
to life.
just imagine, dog. You come back as a chicken.
Or you come back to life.
You would be lucky if you're the village chickens, because those guys live for quite some time.
Imagine you come back and you're a broiler.
Hey, you have to go to KFC.
Oh my. You're on
At
someone.
least your life is meaningful at that point,
At
because
least, at least you're finally going to be on a date. But hey, it's life after death, man. So reincarnation is.
That's funny. Did you get that? Did you? Your line is so slow. Anyway,
Sorry.
Cool thing with being a chicken at KFC is you wouldn't suffer long,
You wouldn't suffer long, you know. It's just,
and someone would be like, delicious.
yeah, you make someone's day.
Someone would think of you in a nice way.
In a nice way.
Probably someone doesn't now.
Exactly.
But as a chicken, dog.
They're licking their fingers and everything.
Yeah.
But that's what reincarnation gives you, and there's like a drawback to everything. I'm not very Christian, honestly, but I was born Christian in a Christian household. I am Christian up to now. I try. I do struggle with believing the whole heaven and hell thing per se, but I do believe that, or what I want there to be is a peaceful life after, or a peaceful afterlife. Where you
a life where you're not suffering, basically.
Yeah, a life when you're not suffering, regardless of what you do, man. Because I know we do some horrible things as human beings. We're doing them as we speak. We can be very terrible, but we can be good at the same
Are
time.
you sure you want to be in the same lifestyle as Jeffrey Dahmer after all the things he's done?
Well, I wouldn't be a target, first of all. I wouldn't be a target.
That's funny. But would you be okay chilling with Dahmer on the side?
You know, of course, if you've
You're like, hey man, how was your life on Earth? And then he tells you all the things he did, and you're like,
of course to people ambao wamejinyima, right? Because
yeah,
especially when you're younger, with religion and everything, it feels like unajinyima or unajibana. Like so many, you're sacrificing so much shit, and then you look to your friends, they're wilding out, they're doing all these crazy things, you know. Of course you'll be angry. It's like, yo, we ended up at the same area, and we didn't have to work for it. But at the same time, it's like, hey man, we're human beings, you know. We're still like in the eyes of God. I don't mean to be preachy, to steal from Joe. In the eyes of the Lord,
I'm enjoying that. I love when people are preachy. Anyways,
in the eyes of the Lord, we're children, man. We're children. Like even in real life, right now, you can meet someone who's the same age as you, but they're children. They're children.
it's the whole, what you call it, sorry to interrupt you. It's the whole when he was dying on the cross and how he had two men beside him that were thieves. And one of them was like, oh, if you're really son of God, take yourself down, blah, blah, blah. Like, show us. And the other one was like, basically asking for repentance. And imagine he stole and he was a thief and he had a reason to be on the cross. But God said, because of your, like, you're going to enter the kingdom of heaven because he repented and you believe that there is a place. So it's kind of like one of those things like, okay, he was a thief and he did do bad on this earth, but that minute he had faith and believed and repented, he went to heaven.
Exactly. So that's what I would love to be like in the whole Black Panther thing, the whole ancestral plane. Like when you're gone, you go to a place whereby your parents are, your grandparents are, your family is, you know. But one thing I would like to say about that is, I really hope they don't see what we do now, the ones that have passed, you know, because, some things we have to keep to ourselves. We don't want to get there and then they ask questions.
You can't have both.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is what I want. I just want a peaceful ending after it. Like, it's just, after it's all done, it's like, it was a dream, my guy, or you passed or whatever. Because some of us are going to be angry.
But that's what you want.
That's what
we
you
understand
want.
That's what you want. But what do you think there is? What do you believe? Like, what do you think? If you had to say, I think there's a hell. What do you think? I think there's life after death in the way I said it. Like,
You keep going back and forth and you're not saying
he's not telling us. You know
what you
think.
think. You're not realizing it.
This guy is giving us a very political way of answering this. Joanne said she believes in heaven and hell. I said I believe in life after death in the sense that you come back.
You're saying there's a heaven and hell, but there's also the whole...
What do you believe? What do you think there is?
Because I'm African. I still have my African roots in me, guys.
So what do you think there is?
I think
You can't believe in everything.
I think there is peace after this. That's what I believe.
For everyone.
For everyone. There is peace after this.
So we're all just chilling in peace.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not?
There is no reason for me to be working hard. There is no reason for me to be doing anything that I'm doing right now in this life.
No, but there is a quote out there that says, I would rather suffer than not exist.
Who said that?
I don't remember this.
Where did you get this quote?
I would rather suffer than not exist.
Yeah, I'd rather suffer than not exist. There's a quote that says that. And would you rather, like all of us right now, we're suffering through something, right? And that's what life is, one way or the other. There's suffering, there's struggles and all that. But you would rather be here than not be here. So why in the afterlife shouldn't there be peace from that? Why shouldn't there be a release from that?
But then that makes your life, for me, meaningless. Because then you're like, okay, we're at peace. But if you're not trying to earn or work for that peace, why am I here?
I see your point, but where you're coming from is from good and bad. Where I'm coming from is understanding that good and bad is something we've made as human beings. Like we've made good and bad as human beings, right?
Okay.
To animals, to a lion, if there was a lion in this room and it started eating Joanne, the lion doesn't think it's going to hell. And I know we're different from lions and all that. We're more accountable.
I was gonna say, like, we're more complex creatures.
Yeah, I know we're more complex, but thanks to that, how do you turn that into an adjective?
Complexity.
Grazie. Thanks to that complexity, whatever.
I could be wrong, by the way.
I mean, I'm thinking,
Thanks to that complexity.
I'm like, okay.
I feel like that's
we've
better.
made good and bad, right? So, yes, heaven and hell is the purest depiction of good and bad, but you never know, man. There could be peace. I want there to be peace. I believe that there will be peace.
The peace is going to heaven.
100%. But that's what I want for all of us, man, because, hey, it ain't easy. Jeffrey.
But you can't be a bad person and expect you to be peaceful in the afterlife.
But do you think people just decide, choose to be bad people? Don't you think
It's
that
your own
sometimes...
choice.
I know it's easy to say
free
someone's
will.
own choice, but you never know. I know this sounds very cliche, but you never know how close we are to that bad day. Like how close we are to just doing something that we might regret, doing something stupid, going over the line. Because it's all about circumstance, right? For example, I'm from Buguruni, man. You see? You're not from Buguruni. Hamis is from Mwembechai, right? Mwembechai. The
You're
circumstance...
from all over the place. I hear different places each time.
I'm from Gongolambauto. I'm from Chanika. I'm from Makongo Jew. I am from Kinondoni Mkwajuni. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Even us people that we come from areas whereby they say it's populated with a lot of thieves and people who mug people and etc. It's not that they choose that life. It's not that we choose this life. It's just circumstance.
But the difference between... I keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry. The difference between... Like, let's say, for instance, I do understand there is bad days. Like, I get I've had days where I'm like, I just want to kill someone.
Yeah, of course.
But
Astaghfirullah.
This is a very interesting topic.
But for me, I think because I have the firm foundation of Christ, I choose not to do that. So even the people that struggle through those things and have different circumstances or whatever, I think the reason why they even take their thoughts into actions is because don't have a firm foundation of like, okay, like even if they went into, let's say, Hinduism, like Hinduism was like, you're supposed to be a good person and whatnot in order to, so you can't do bad in this world and then expect to live a good life afterwards. So it's the whole of, you have to have a firm foundation of, okay, yes, I have bad days, but what does what I believe in say about this? Or what does what I believe in, how does it want me to react in a sense? If that makes any sense.
There should be a reward for good people. I know. There should be a reward for trying, for being good, living a religious life, living well, yes. But there's always circumstance. And I'm not saying that, because I want peace for everyone, I'm not saying that, hey, we shouldn't punish the bad people. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, I understand why someone would do something, and if I was in that position, I would have probably done the same. I would have done the same. Like, it's easy to point at people doing all this. Like, I grew up in Bugruni, we had a lot of thieves. Like, someone stole my bike when I was very young. Right?
Aww.
Yeah, man.
So sad. He's still traumatized.
It's about to get sadder. So they caught the guy and then they just killed him, Like, they were just beating him and everything. Yeah. So...
Okay, that's bad.
It's bad.
Anyways.
So...
That is our justice system.
Exactly, man. And I was outside. And this was back in the day where you were... I was a very young businessman. I was just giving my bike to people for rides, you get 50 shillings here and there.
That's dope.
Right?
Yeah.
So this guy just came up out
Ways
of nowhere.
to make money. That's the chugga in you speaking.
Yeah, man. So this guy just came out of nowhere. And this dude shows up out of nowhere. Just looks like a miss, Kakash, come on, and all that. He goes, nipe round dogo. He gives me 200. Imagine, I'm charging 50 shillings. He gives me 200. I take that. This guy goes, that's the first lap. Comes back. That's the second one. Comes back. That's the third, and he just goes straight. Dog, we didn't see him. But luckily, there were people around us.
He gave you 200 though.
He gave me 200. So basically,
If he gave you 50 and did that, that would have been like, hey, you ripped me off.
But luckily, there were people around us, and they called. What is it? And like 5 minutes later, they're dragging him back with my bike and everything. And you watching that, you're like, yo, mind you, you're a kid. This dude
It's traumatizing.
He's being beaten up. It wasn't traumatizing. Come on, man.
So yeah, that's what we expect.
So that's what we do. Come on. That's traumatizing.
It's normal.
There's no such word as traumatizing in Buguruni, man.
Oh yeah. Hey man.
So they just bring him in, and you just look at the dog, and you just take your bike, and what else can you do? You can't stop it. I wanted to give him back his 200 shillings, but I was like, man, I don't know how this is going to help you in this situation.
Yeah.
But I understand his circumstance. I understand why he did that.
Oh, yeah.
But Hamis.
No, but I mean, sorry, I'm interrupting or whatever. But I understand, like, even with that, that's why even sometimes when people are like, oh, like, thieves are bad, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they shouldn't be doing that, but I think that I've also gotten to a point where I'm just like, it's not like someone just woke up one day and it's like, hey, I want to be a thief. Obviously, it depends on circumstance. Like, if someone steals money, they're not going to steal. You don't see a rich person steal money.
Yeah.
Like, why would you steal money when you have it?
Exactly, man. Like, you hear stories of house helps stealing money from rich people, and you're like, hey, I get it. That's still from a rich person too, man.
I mean, I'm not saying it's acceptable, by the way. I'm not saying you should do that. But it's one of those things I'm like, I get, because again, we're human. That's just how our brain is, I guess, wired to be. And all that I can even, like, just saving for those people, I'm like, they need Jesus. And yeah, that's
What do you think?
what I think with that.
Of what?
What do you think of what we've been talking about right now in relation to your whole reincarnation thing? Do you think, I know your thing already stems from rewarding the good people with a good life afterwards and punishing the bad people. But what about the circumstance? Because you can have people that are reliving horrible lives. Because it's not like I remember I was a bad person before I died, right? But now I'm in a situation whereby I have to steal to survive. And then I continue in that lifestyle. I build, and then I die, and then just comes back again and over and over and over. Like, it's, how many times do I have to do this for me to learn?
Well, that's a dope question, dog. But I think because we're talking about the situation that you'll find yourself in, I don't think you decide to steal every time you come back. That would be interesting. If you die and keep on coming back to steal.
I mean, I'm just using stealing as an example, but like it could be anything.
I get what you mean. I think
that's just my favorite thing.
I think you will. I think you will find ways of dealing with whatever situation you're dealt with, because you will be rewarded depending on how you've lived. But let's not think of it like this person is stealing their entire lives from when you're a baby till death. I mean, there's a point where you might steal, there's a point where you might stop. Basically, you might even be stealing, get arrested, come back, and never steal again.
So hope.
So there's hope. Yeah. And also I get what Joanne is saying in terms of people choose to do these things. And that's true. I mean, even if it's not seen, if the person steals and doesn't see it as stealing because they're trying to feed themselves, but as human beings, we genuinely have an idea of what's good and what's bad. There's things you will do and you will feel it within you, be like, this is too much. Like taking a life, that's another stealing. We've all stolen something once or twice in our lives. So as kids, as adults, but there's things that we will do and you will know it in you. This is not right. So that's why I'm like, I understand the whole reincarnation thing and the karma being dealt with depending on how you've lived. And I'm a fan of people, getting rewarded for how they've lived and what they've done. So that's why I believe in that. I am truly trying to be open to every opinion of life after death. I don't know what science believes in after, like, people who are atheists and just believe in science. I don't know what they think happens after death.
Honestly, I'm like curious to believe because they don't believe in anything. So they just believe you die. Like I think the guy would probably be that guy that says it's just black. I feel like that's atheism.
No. But they also, if it's science, they also believe that energy can never die.
Yeah, it's just transferred. So it kind of goes back to the whole reincarnation thing. Like it's renewed,
Yeah.
Or if you want to go to Christians and how we feel it is energy goes into one place. That could be heaven or that could be hell.
We should find someone who has who's a strong believer of like science and find out what they think about that. Yeah. I know a guy who's
that's
atheist.
the whole it's evolution.
Yeah, those guys.
Don't tell me there's actually people that do that.
Or Elon Musk himself.
If
we can get him on the podcast.
I think it's Scientology. I don't know if it's Scientology, but it's something.
No, that guy is
something similar to that.
That guy is just. I don't know how people like that.
But to anyone who's been listening, let us know what you think about life after death. Tell us about, if you can, your near-death experiences. We won't laugh at you. People judged me for falling into a base.
I didn't even share my near-death experience.
Tell us about
you have one?
Experience.
Actually, okay. First of all,
Please, briefly.
No, I will brief it. I think it's one of those stories like you said, the one with you as a child, like you don't remember it happening, but you get told the stories.
You guys are dumb babies, man. You guys are dumb babies.
No, I'm not dumb because I'm like a year maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's months. But you know how a baby sees the reflection in water and you want to touch. That's how I fell into the thing. So I'm not dumb for that. I'm just doing what I know to. Babies will eat poop if they can hold poop. They see poop, they'll take it.
They probably would.
They'll taste it.
Yeah.
Not my baby, man.
Babies babies eat sand and they don't die. Babies are amazing, man.
They're curious.
They're the most bulletproof people.
No, but what you call it? So my
soldiers.
My sort of thing like that as well is so my getting my ears pierced actually.
You haven't even said the sentence. So
my mom told me that I don't know how this conversation came up, but she told me that I almost died in a sense where she was going to get my ears pierced. And I think it was after they were like kind of were made to boil or whatever. But apparently I was crying so much to a point I couldn't breathe. And they had to rush me to the hospital. So I think get oxygen. Oxygen.
Oxygen. Asthma. You just have asthma.
No, it's not asthma.
Now
I
she
don't
wants to
have
make it
asthma.
seem like she's
I don't have asthma.
Joanne.
No, but I think
There are people listening to this who maybe had too much alcohol. They nearly died. They're like, "What is going on, man? I nearly died
No,
last
but
night."
you guys, listen, that was my near-death experience. You can't compare my near-death experience to someone else.
Yes,
Good point. Sorry. Shout out to you. Good point.
So it's just one of those things. To a point, it's one of those stories you're telling. You're just like, are you sure that happened, or are you just making up a story?
Yeah.
Like I was just like,
Yeah.
But it was just funny because like even when my mom was telling me this, she was just laughing.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you couldn't breathe, and then we had to take you to the hospital. I'm just like, what?
No, that's cool.
But that was my near death, and then I've had like my brother had a near death experience. He literally turned blue, like he was about to die.
Is he black?
No, this was after. Yes, obviously.
How do you turn blue if you're black?
No, but that's when he was born, like after birth. Yeah, when you're light skinned and whatever. So he like actually had a near death experience where he turned blue and he was about to die. And then there's also my grandma with whatnot. So there's other people that have had near-death experience in my family. I still count my as a near-death experience.
No, it's okay. We're not judging.
But yeah, so that's my story of that.
All right,
That's
cool.
So
Cool.
it's okay.
We can end this one on that note. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
No, man, God loves me.
actually-
I don't have a near-death experience.
Dope.
God loves me. He wants me here for a very long time.
He wants me here. He wants
apparently.
everyone here. If you're not dead, he's not done with you. But I just wanted to share this, if you guys don't mind. But I was sort of,
We do mind, Joanne. We do mind.
I was
We
sort
just
of.
said we're ending the episode, and Joanne was. We mind.
No, what you call it? But I created notes for this episode because I'm like, this is actually interesting. And coming from a Christian point of view, I was like sort of doing Bible research, and I was looking at the internet, and so this person actually like put it into like, okay, makes sense. But they were sort of saying that like we either look at human like life after death, we either look at it from human experience or the Word of God. And when you look at it from human experience, it's like there's no answer. Like it's just like, oh, there's theories, oh, there's what if, oh, this could happen, but it's not like there's one actual answer. So for me being a Christian, I'm like, God gives us answers and he knows the future and what happens when we die. Like he's direct with us. He hasn't left us like wondering like, oh, this could happen, but then again, this could happen. And so like I'm gonna share some Bible verses where I will wrap it up, don't worry. But like one of the actually 3. But anyways, John 5:24 says, "Very truly I tell you, whoever hears my word and believes him who sent me has eternal life and will not be judged, but crossed over from death to life." So it's one of, hey, if you believe in me, you will not
Why are
die.
you laughing so hard? Maurice is on the floor. Why are you laughing
And
so hard?
another one of them is John 11:25 that says, Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection of life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die." So it's one of those things like even if you die, you'll still live with Jesus and being a Christian. And the last one is Matthew 10:28 says, "Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of the one who can both destroy the body and the soul in hell." So yeah, so it's just those things where God gives you direct answers of, hey, life after death is either heaven or hell. And if you believe in me and believe that and kind of obey my commands, which one of the greatest commands in the Bible is to love one another and to love God and whatnot. But yeah, so there's life after death, and that is Jesus. And yeah.
That was beautiful, Joe.
That's all I wanted to say.
But I worry you've scared off our other listeners.
Yeah.
That are not Christian.
Yeah, and we were ending the podcast right there where we were okay.
If you guys are scared because I told you that,
Because there's some people are gonna celebrate Ramadan, like next week. So
Yeah.
or I've
so by
already
the time
celebrated.
we've already celebrated
They've
it.
already celebrated. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, hey, they're gonna listen.
I'm not trying to scare you off. I'm just trying to tell you what I believe is the truth.
Don't worry,
No, but
guys.
you told us when we were interviewing you earlier in the podcast. I feel like she repeated.
No, I
exactly
mean,
what
but
she
I did repeat it, but I'm also coming back with Bible
Yeah,
verses
so
that says in
Ah,
the Bible.
like
That's
ammunition.
pretty
Like,
much.
hey, niggas, listen up.
She went
Of
to
that,
video
even
with-
if you die, you will still,
Hey, man, listen up.
even if you die, you'll still live if you believe in Christ, and you'll have that peaceful life
Oh,
and
dope,
eternal
man.
life with Him.
I'm happy for you.
What did you say like that?
Why are you laughing at everything I say? Hey, I'm happy for Joanne. This is like dope. She's in her element.
Yeah, man, it's dope, and I believe it's great actually that you've given us those words, because it's a scary thought. So you need to have
Ammunition.
ammunition. You need to have something that makes you understand I believe religion helps you understand what's going on. Like it's the best thing that helps you to understand what's going on. So to all you guys who are like religious and everything, man, hey,
And that's why Christians don't fear death. Like we sort of like we're one of like, hey, I want to go to heaven. Like
okay.
sort of
Okay,
thing.
so
Okay, I'm not
thank
saying we don't fear death completely. Like obviously there's a part of us humans that like human part is like I'm scared to die. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared to die. But knowing that I'm going to go and spend eternity with the Father is
All right.
Amazing.
All right. Hey,
But
man.
anyways.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. As you can see, Joanne would keep on talking.
I
about
will.
this for
If you
days
guys
and days.
want my point of view on life after death, you can email me.
Comment,
this is
shout
why-
out,
this is
comment.
No, you can comment and I'll see it and then
She'll
we'll
deal with
talk.
you.
Like I will actually talk.
Perpendicular.
I am very like happy and willing to share my point of view of life after death from a Christian point of view and from the point of view of God. So
All right,
if you want more of that, just comment down below
cool.
or message
Thank
for
you very
each
much. Okay,
and
cool. No, Joanne, it's enough.
message for each and tell him I want her
Guys,
number. No, I'm
thank
kidding.
you.
Don't
Thank
do
you
that.
for listening. Shout out to everyone who is celebrating Ramadan.
Ramadan, man.
And yeah, man, enjoy your week.
Enjoy it, man.
Peace.
It's all beautiful. It's all love.
Bye.